She is the Assistant Manager of Life and Pensions at ICA Group. Good morning, Florence.
Morning, Brian.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll start with the group life policy. You've talked about it for a very long time, but for our viewers, what exactly is that?
Okay, a group life policy, just like the name states, it's a life policy, but for groups. In this case, the groups are mainly corporates, organizations, institutions, corporate organizations.
So I can even form like what, 10 guys here and we come and apply for one?
It has to be a registered organization recognized under the law.
Oh.
Yeah.
So are they strictly businesses and NGOs, stuff like that?
Okay, we cut across a wide range of organizations ranging from government institutions, private institutions, banks, NGOs, credit institutions, a wide variety, as long as it's registered and recognized under the law.
Oh.
Yeah.
What benefits are there for group life policies?
Okay, the main benefit under group life policy is compensation upon death. Death by natural causes, that is illness, death by accident is all covered. However, we have additional benefits like critical illness, which is an additional benefit to the group life policy. And last expense, permanent total disability, all those are riders to the policy.
But if I have medical cover, why should I take this?
Okay, thank you for that. Now for the medical, you'll find that mainly it's treating a person upon having certain illnesses. And also you'll find that for your medical policy, you have limits. Now, under the critical illness extension, we have some illnesses that are named, and you could suffer from one of those illnesses. Maybe it's not covered on your medical policy. Maybe you've actually exceeded your limit and exhausted it.
Right.
And some of those illnesses we cover under there are cancer, stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, major organ transplant as a recipient, not as a donor, paraplegia. Yeah.
So those are guaranteed in the group life policies?
Yeah. Now what happens for the group life? We don't offer you treatment. We give you a lump sum, and it can assist you to seek treatment either out of the country or to adjust to your new life. For example, if you've suffered a stroke, you may need to have some aids to assist you move around, and that lump sum can do a great deal.
How do you determine that? Because you may give me this lump sum that is so little to help me.
Okay, the lump sum is actually named in the policy. It's a percentage of the death benefit. So once the doctor has certified that you have actually suffered from a critical illness named in the policy, we give you that percentage. So it's stated in advance, you will know it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's your premium payment?
Okay, premiums are very affordable. And for corporates, you'll find that the employer is paying the premium. So it's paid in a lump sum in advance at inception of the policy. Yeah.
So the employee doesn't pay anything. This is strictly for employers?
It depends on your employer, but for most schemes, the employer pays. For some employers, they'll pay half and ask the employee to pay half. But most of them, the employer pays because it's a benefit to staff. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what if this employer, probably has fired me and terminates it? Do I get that money?
No. That benefit applies while you are still in service of the employer. So once you're terminated, if you move on to our next employer and they have such a benefit, then you join that new scheme.
I may go to an employer that didn't have that.
That's why it's important, you as staff, to ask your HR what benefits does the company offer. You can also suggest, you could be coming from a place where there are a variety of covers and most people are not sensitized about insurance. So it's very important that you ask your HR what benefits are there. There is this, can we have this benefit? You'll find that most time there is a knowledge gap. People work and they don't even know the benefits they have. Some of the people even have benefits, but they are not aware.
Right.
Yeah.
The question has always been about compensation. And we know, insurance companies will tell you, oh, you missed this week, you missed this month, so we are not going to give you all the money for the last 10 years, which I think is absolutely unacceptable, because I missed 1 month and you can't give me the savings of what, 9 years and 11 months. I can't, I would never allow that if someone was doing that to me. But how long does it take to get this compensation?
Okay, the case you're talking about is actually an individual policy. For group policies, they are annual. They are renewable every year. The kind of policy you're talking about is a long-term policy and it's for individuals. But it's not true that someone would miss just 1 month and they don't get their money for the case of the individual policy. And then you asked about how long does it take to get the money. We have a claims procedure, which is well stated. Upon a claim, you have to notify us, then release the documents that you need. And once those are provided to the company, you will have your payment in the shortest time.
What's the turnaround time? Because, you know, I want to know that if I hand in, granted your documents are there, I've handed in, how long should it take for me to get the money?
Okay, once we have the claim fully documented, within 3 working days, you will have your money.
You'll be giving me my money. Let's talk about the funeral insurance policy. How does that work?
Okay, now for the funeral, as the word states, it mainly applies to death. You want to offer your loved one a decent burial, and you know death just comes when it's not planned for. So with the funeral arrangement, you pay a small premium and you're able to get a benefit that will be able to give your loved ones a decent funeral. The benefit can be cash or a service. We partnered with a leading funeral provider that is A+. So instead of handing you cash, you could opt for the service, because many times money can disappear.
Yes.
People give money, you don't see where it has gone. But for a service, you will sit down with A+, you'll know your benefit, say it's 10 million, A+ will break it down for you. And they'll tell you in this 10 million, you have this, this, this. And they'll do a service worth that. Once a service is satisfactory, instead of giving you the money, we pay to the funeral provider.
I had to think about the convincing you have to, you know, client, because in Africa, death, we don't just talk about death. We don't, who prepares to die? You know, like, those who have done it, we've called them, you know, they need to go to Tabika and see someone. Why is this important? I mean, death is death. They could die, and somehow people will come together and you know, organize a funeral. But it's not something that I should prepare for.
Okay, you're right about it being a taboo, but these days, people are actually opening up. People are being exposed a bit, and also when they attend a funeral and they see that kind of arrangement, they start asking questions. How did that person do it? I mean, someone just died and they were able to put resources together. So when they learn of the reason behind it, they actually open up. They're becoming more accepting, although some of them still have that mentality that if you talk about death, you're actually bringing it. So it's still about an information gap and a knowledge gap. But on our end as insurers, we consider it as wise financial planning.
All right.
Yeah.
How is your insurance policy different from the funeral insurance policy, different from the others? Okay, you get me a funeral service. That's good, which everyone does. What is that one thing that makes it different?
First of all, it's unique, it's very affordable, and not everyone actually has that kind of partnership that we have with the funeral service, and you get many value add-ons, a free advert in the paper, free announcements, condolence messages, and the appreciation SMSs. All those come with the funeral package and they're free of charge. Yeah.
How do I pay that? You know, where do I go to pay for my funeral insurance policy? That sounds weird, but yeah, how do I pay?
You can just visit our offices, then we take you through, depending on the list of people you have, whether you have a family, whether it's an institution, we take you through, and then you pick a package that suits you best. And then you pay. Premiums are also paid annually. Yeah.
All right. Well, you can give us a call and ask some questions. I know people who have always had questions about funeral insurance and how it works and why you should get it. The number will be on your screen. Give us a call and let Florence answer those questions. What are some of the other packages that ICA offers apart from the funeral and group life policy?
Okay, apart from that, we have quite a number of policies that individuals can take out. We have endowment policies, child educator policies, personal saving plans. We have mortgage protection policies. We have term life. We have whole life.
What exactly is that?
Now, for term, you as an individual brand, you cover yourself for a period, say 5 years. And you say, if I die within this period, I want this amount of money to be paid. That one is a pure risk product. There is no savings. If you don't die, potea. So,
are you kidding me?
Yes.
Who does that?
But it's very cheap. So if you don't die, you can take an additional term. Like you can first take
I
a
can
10-year.
renew.
Yes. Then you can say, okay, the next other 10 years. Yeah.
Otherwise, the money stays with ICA in case I don't die.
You've been on cover. You've enjoyed the comfort of cover. So
What cover is that? What are you covering me?
we're covering you against death.
I am the one. You don't cover me again. I am the one taking care of my. Oh, that only works if I'm sure I'm going to die. Oh, this is spooky. Okay, give us some of the other policies.
Okay, then also on the group side, we also have group credit life. That's mainly to banking institutions, microfinances, SACCOs. Then we also have retirement plans. Employers take them out a lot as a retention tool for staff. Yeah.
You're in charge of pensions also.
Yeah.
What do you offer as far as that is concerned? Is it the same thing? Does it work the same way, like I will save and then when I retire, get my money?
Yeah, but you'll get your money together with interest, but also you'll find for the group pensions, the employer ties it to the years of service that you have with them. So the longer you serve, the more money you get.
All right.
Yeah, then you can also take out a personal savings plan, you as Brian, for 5 years, for 10 years. For that one, it's not tied to your employment because once the term elapses, you leave.
Right.
For the group one, it's tied to your employment.
All right. Yeah. Well, where do people find ICEA?
Our offices are Trenzori Courts. First of all, we are a group. We have ICA Life Assurance, we have ICA General, and ICA Asset Management. So ICA General Insurance sits on first floor, Renzori Courts. ICA Life Assurance is on second floor, same to Asset Management.
All right.
Yeah.
Florence Nabachibi, thank you so much for joining us this
welcome,
morning.
Brian.
Go there and get yourself an insurance cover. And ICEA does not just do this, but also hooks us up for everyday life. So, cash. So, we're very appreciative for that. Stay with us. When we come back, we're going to be talking sport with Aisha. Good morning.